And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Greyboy podcast. I am Super Commie Will, and I am joined today by...
the one, the only, B-Rad Brendan.
And so, the last podcast that we did together, all those seconds ago,
It's been a while.
Recording-wise, we talked about Star Wars, because we are two huge Star Wars fans. We've been ever since we were kids.
That's why we became friends.
Yes, we were often made fun of in middle school for being too much Star Wars fans.
Yeah, well, their loss.
What
are they doing with their lives?
We did fail 6th grade science.
Among other things.
Because we would be across from each other in class with pens, shooting and using lightsabers, making noises. And there were comments from people at tables like, what are you guys doing?
Well, their loss. They didn't get it.
Yes, we also had a tendency of screaming Star Wars animal noises in the stairs.
Yes, and acting like clone troopers.
Yes. It's funny. Our favorite animal, we don't know the name of.
Oh my god, I don't know the name
Obi-Wan
of it.
rides on Attack on Titan.
Yes, I love that cameo of Obi-Wan on Attack on Titan.
At the time, I can't do my part now because I was a little kid at the time. My voice was higher, but we would sit in the halls and scream and do each other the parts. What?
Wah, 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 wah.
We were really TikToks.
If you know Star Wars, you know what that is. If you don't, I
Yeah,
apologize
you know.
in advance.
So we've been in love with Star Wars since we were kids. I remember as a kid, I would just watch A New Hope over and over again. And I remember on VHS when I was done, I didn't know how to work the machine. I'd be like, Mom, can you rewind it? And she would just rewind it and I'd watch it all over again.
That's great. How old were you when you watched A New Hope?
I mean, so young that I really don't remember.
Really?
I was born in 94, and...
So you watched it in 94.
I mean, I remember, in the 90s, I would watch it.
Okay.
So, I mean, I really, I remember, I watched it at a point when I don't remember.
For those of you that didn't search while the time you were listening to this, that creature was called a Boga. B-O-G-A. From the Utapau system.
I don't like that name.
Yeah, it kind of ruins it.
Bolg? It sounds too much like Bolg from The Hobbit. Bolg!
So I joined a little later. The first time I watched A New Hope was the summer... God, I can't think of what year it was. I was 8 years old. So I was a little older.
Yeah.
But, man, that was amazing.
Practically a grandpa. You're not a true fan. Look how old I was.
I remember watching it on VHS, which I still have. I still have the tapes of it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, special edition or original?
Special edition. Yeah.
I don't have both. Please don't hunt me down, George.
Sorry, George. But yeah, I watched it that summer, and that was something else. And it wasn't not long after. I think my dad probably got me into it because he knew about the prequel trilogy. So it wasn't Revenge of the Sith wasn't too far away. So that summer I watched A New Hope, Empire, Return of the Jedi, went to Blockbuster and got The Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, and then maybe 6 months later or so, Revenge of the Sith came out.
I was a huge Star Wars fan. I definitely did not watch Phantom Menace in theaters because I was 5.
Yeah, and Attack of the Clones you would have been 7, 8?
In 2002, so it would have been 8.
Yeah. Did you see that one in theaters or no?
I'm not sure. I know I was a fan enough that as soon as it came out on DVD, I watched it.
Okay.
A New Hope. I mean, I'm not.
No, Attack of the Clones.
No, Phantom Menace.
Okay.
So, because I have Attack of the Clones. I have them on DVD. Those two. And so I know I watched them as soon as it came out. And then by the time Revenge of the Sith came out, I was old enough to be like, hey, I'm a fucking loser. I'm too into these movies. I have to watch it.
That was the first one I saw in theaters, and that was so much fun. That was so cool.
I came out of that movie whoa.
That was just unbelievable.
I was a kid. I was too stupid to realize, hey, Palpatine's the Emperor. So when the turn happened, I was like, whoa!
Yeah, I don't know.
Who could have saw this?
I don't know if I caught on to that. I think
I definitely catch on to it in the first one.
Phantom Menace, I don't know if I caught on. I mean, he looked like him. He had the same outfit.
I think it was the third one. The trailers were so heavy on Palpatine and the Emperor. It was kind of like you went in okay, oh, okay, I get it now. But Phantom Menace, I was like, I wonder who that blue going guy is.
Yeah, so that was my first theater experience until we got the new trilogy. So And the two individual
And I mean,
films.
so we love the movies.
We love the franchise.
We both read some books. I read a little bit more than you. I'm like...
You're more of the reader. You're more of the extended universe guy.
I really love the Star books. Like, that's my book franchise.
That's something I haven't gotten into yet, but I'm trying to get more into. As I'm looking at the 30 books on his bookshelf.
My shelf is right next to me, and it is just like stacked of Star Wars books.
I mean, I can count over 15, and I can't even see the entire shelf.
Yeah, there's definitely one behind it. I haven't read a lot of the new ones. The only one I've read of the new canon is Master and Apprentice.
Which I'm reading right now. I'm about halfway through.
It's good.
I'm enjoying it.
I have, from the new canon, I have the book by Tarkin, which I want to read so badly. I just haven't gotten around to it.
I see it.
And I'm going back and forth in the Timothy Zahn new Thrawn books.
Yeah.
Because I love his original Thrawn books.
Everyone tells me to read the Thrawn books. That's coming up.
I
will read those.
The new ones are kind of boring.
Okay.
Because it's like nothing happens, because nothing can happen, because they don't know if they're going to make a movie out of it eventually.
I gotcha.
So
they're just kind of waiting, just hoping for something.
It all seemed like super small, contained stories, where the original Extended Universe books allowed them like these grandiose galactic wars that lasted like decades.
Okay.
So, but that's not Disney's fault. That's just, it's just the way I feel like it works. I'm not happy that they made like, hey, here's your legends or whatever.
Right. I gotcha.
So, and I haven't really been crazy with the comic. I'm just not a huge comic. I was in a comic book phase when I was younger. I don't have
What a nerd. Jesus.
I don't have a lot of Star Wars comics.
I only read 1 and 2. I read the Vader one you let me borrow the one time.
I haven't read that.
And that was, I only read the first comic of that.
The only comic book I have from, I think, the current Disney stuff is that one issue I went out and saw it about the Vader fangirl. Do you remember that?
I love the Vader fangirl one.
That's the only issue I have of the new Star Wars comics.
Okay.
Actually, I do have an omnibus of an old Star Wars comic that came out when we were like kids, from like the Clone Wars.
Okay.
Because I've always looked at, Clone Wars are cool, and I always felt like they're not as explored as much as I would like.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched all the Clone Wars TV. I watched the TV show, the Clone Wars.
The cartoon.
Yeah, the cartoon.
The hand-drawn cartoon show.
Both.
Yes, you've watched both.
Clone Wars.
I watched the hand-drawn one so far.
And you're watching...
I'm most of the way through the animated Clone Wars show.
You're 2 seasons in.
3.5.
Because you skipped
2.5.
You skipped season 1.
Oh my god. By mistake, everybody. I thought I watched the whole first season. I watched half of it.
And Rebels I watched, which is... It's yes. I think it's like Clone Wars, where it's a slow start. I think though it's a slower start for Rebels because it's a lot. Like the first 2 seasons to me are super kiddie, and then season 3 is a mix of kiddie and adult, and then season 4 is pretty good.
Okay.
But
I plan to get to that one then.
So we did a podcast about the other.
We did a podcast on the Rise of Skywalker. We talked a little bit about the trilogy as a whole, but focused on the new one because it just came out and neither of us liked it. And then we had a thought. Now that we're through the entire Skywalker Saga, how would we rank these films?
Yeah, so
these are films we've been watching for almost 20 years.
So we did not tell each other what our ranking is.
We did not.
We've talked about it over the years, but like
it's changed.
Yeah, plus we don't.
Especially with the new trilogy, it changed a little bit, and then where do you put that compared to the prequels?
Also, explicit warning. No, this is gonna be cursing. Plus, why the fuck would I remember what he's listening to? I don't even remember my own list sometimes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna each we're gonna reveal what my 9 is, what your 9 is, and just talk about.
We'll start from the bottom.
So as it gets going, it'll be a little bit slower as we talk about the movies, but then as we get to the top,
obviously our least favorite ones, we're not gonna focus them on.
We'll talk a little bit, yeah. I mean, I'm sure once we get to you, I'm pretty sure I know what your top 3 and 4 are.
I would imagine I know yours too.
It's almost everyone's at this point.
Clearly,
So we're only gonna talk about the 9.
Not the 9.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're not going to talk about.
We won't talk about Solo. We won't talk about Rogue One, and sadly, we will not focus on the Star Wars Holiday Special
or the Clone Wars cartoon movie because Brandon, like season 1 and 2, didn't watch it.
Hey, you're the one that said that movie was pretty bad. Don't look at me.
It's pretty bad.
I mean, the movie revolves around them saving a hut.
Little racist, but okay.
Is it Jabba? No. Oh no, it's Jabba's kid.
Yeah, it's Jabba's kid.
I forgot it was Jabba's kid.
Yeah.
But that's not enough for me to go home and watch it right now.
No.
No.
It's not.
All right. So, Super Kami, this is your podcast. Why don't you tell me what number 9 is for you?
My name is Frank. Don't you ever call me that again. So my number 9 is The Rise of Skywalker.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. It's the one. I could watch Solo. I don't like Solo. When Solo came out, I was like, this movie I was not into.
I watched it once and that was enough.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. It
Too
was
slow.
I was not into it. I thought it was boring and bland.
Very bland.
I thought like the callbacks were crappy. Like my name, the card game.
Oh God,
it was all just crappy. I wasn't into it. But this movie, I can't think of a single memorable scene that would be like, I'm gonna YouTube this one day. Like,
what about the porks? The half second the porgs were in the film.
I just watched the other movie with like the.
You could just watch The Last Jedi where they are the film.
Yeah.
You got a point.
So to me, this movie is my least favorite Star Wars movie.
Yeah. Funny enough, that's my number 9 too.
Why are you lying? Just say you like JJ.
My number 9 is The Rise of Skywalker. I can't even say that if things were done differently, it would be much higher on the list. It was just It was just a final movie that was for a trilogy that was kind of dead.
Yeah.
And it could have been done a lot better.
I love Carrie Fisher, but I don't think that her being alive would have saved this film.
No, it would not have saved the film. It would have saved a scene or two.
No, it didn't save the film, and it didn't save it. It just would have been another factor in this movie.
Nope. Like we said, you arguably could have had her pass away off screen in these films.
I liked their scenes. I didn't mind them.
I did.
I didn't like people. I've seen people. We've talked about it. Like, oh, it looks so bad. It's like it didn't look bad to me.
It didn't look bad. I give them credit. They were able to make it look how it looked. But just not a memorable movie. We did another podcast on that film entirely, and there were a lot of things that we forgot.
It felt cheap. The writing was cheap. The animations were cheap. The lack of new designs and stuff was cheap. It was just
cheap.
Yeah.
It was just unfortunate.
Moving on, number 8. You go this time.
Okay, my number 8 is The Clone Wars.
Attack of the Clones?
I am so sorry. I meant Attack of the Clones. I am sorry. I wrote clone,
that's a good spot for Clone Wars too.
Yeah. No, my number 8 is Episode 2, Attack of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones, really?
It really is. My thing is, a great final 20 minutes does not make up for a shitty
the
fucking
Jango Fett
movie.
Obi-Wan stuff was good.
But that's 2 minutes long.
No, well, like even Obi-Wan, like in the diner. I like the diner, Dexter's Diner. You want a cup of
Well,
you want a cup of Java juice with you?
Oh, you mean when Obi-Wan just walks into a regular Greek diner, on 42nd Street in Manhattan?
I like the opening with, Anakin and Luke's dynamic when they're going after the bounty hunter.
I didn't. Anakin annoyed me in that scene. It's just a little jerk off.
I know. I mean, don't get me wrong. The middle of this movie is atrocious when it comes to
Anakin and Padme. Even the beginning with them was atrocious. More beautiful, I mean.
Yeah,
it's just fucking awkward.
A little creepy. But, I don't...
It has moments. I'm not... It's like,
Oh, yeah, it definitely has moments. Yeah.
Of course it has moments.
Seismic Chargers.
That's amazing.
And it's something we didn't talk about the last movie. The soundtrack. I didn't like... Because I'll bring this up. Because I listen to all the soundtracks. I will talk about The Last Jedi. The Force Awakens. That's the only soundtrack I have. I haven't listened to it in full yet.
Okay.
I've listened to every other one of these movies soundtracks in full. I was, Across the Stars.
Across the Stars? Which one is Across the Stars?
I don't want to sing it because... But
no, don't sing it. Tell me what scene was it.
It's a love scene with Padme. It's like...
That's an amazing song. And that's one of his...
The scene when they kiss when they're going in the...
Into the battle pit.
Yeah.
Do.
Shut your mouth.
George, please! I'm sorry, John.
Disney.
I'm sorry, John.
Way more ruthless. Disney.
Do you think I care about Disney? I'm sorry, John Williams.
Well,
Thank you.
Going after me, I'm saying.
Come and get me.
Yeah. So, great soundtrack.
The prequels had an incredible soundtrack because Across the Stars and Duel of the Fates are just amazing.
Yeah.
Anakin's betrayal, and then...
We're technically millennials. We could talk about it. This fucking movie over the years has gotten so many amazing memes. All the prequels have. They're almost borderline comedies when you watch them. So I watched Attack of the Clones and I'm like, a lot of funny scenes.
It's become... We used to think that Attack of the Clones was a tragedy. Now we see it as a comedy.
Yeah. To me, it's almost like the good stuff is still good and the bad stuff is like, oh, it's actually kind of funny. Like, say the lines, come on.
You got a point. It's no longer like cringe. Now it's
but the kiss shouldn't have happened.
And, Natalie Portman, man, did she look good in that scene.
Yeah, it was weird to dominatrix outfit.
It was very. She was really just saying,
Yeah.
fuck
Well,
you little shit.
like that robot chicken scene when they're making fun of that, where like she's
Oh,
dousing water,
Anakin.
she's dousing water herself, and she's like, "I will not," and then she like slowly gets up and like sticks her butt out. Tolerate this anymore. This like sexy walks out of the room.
Yeah, it's so accurate.
But so that's your number 8. Wow.
I'm gonna put that as my number 8 because it's just I feel it was just weak.
Oh, it definitely is weak.
It's very weak, and it just other than the meme factor and like the final battle, it's not enough for me.
I accept that.
If I'm gonna watch Attack of the Clones, I'm watching the last 20 minutes, and that's about it.
I think it's like a lot. Like, the general.
One of my favorite moments in the franchise, the first time I saw Attack of the Clones and Yoda pulled out the lightsaber, I was speechless. That was amazing.
I think my favorite movie
when he pulled the lightsaber out and just stood there, and then did 75 backflips.
That's a scene that as it gets older,
it's gotten worse.
Older, it gets. I'm like, I don't like watching.
It's not the same, but the first time I saw it was an amazing feeling.
I
was like, that's Yoda. Oh my god!
I like the fight between Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Count Dooku more than that.
Okay. I like the build-up though.
I like that. Okay, okay, that's good for you.
No, I mean like no, you got a good point. That was a great fight.
That was an okay that I almost thought you were gonna walk out.
No.
Like okay,
no, it is a much better fight. But Yoda had the surprise factor for me that I was like, holy shit.
The only dual-wield lightsaber we see in the whole franchise. With Anakin, when he holds both lightsabers in each hand.
Is that the only one?
Because the Clone Wars has Asajj Ventress, but in the movies, no one's ever held 2 lightsabers.
Excuse you. Someone held 4 of them at once.
He's not a Force user. He's not a Force user.
You said someone didn't hold them. Why don't you leave?
That's my house. But I like that fight more. So I like that. That's acceptable. It seems like a lot of people's most hated one.
Okay. Now, how about you? What is your number 8?
Force Awakens.
Okay. That's totally fair.
When this movie was announced, I mean, off the get-go, I was...
You were not for it at all.
Yeah, you were watching
You didn't see it... Did you even see it in the theaters?
My grandmother.
You saw it with your grandmother about a month in. It was on its way out at that point.
My grandma was like, I really want to see that movie. Do you want to go with me? And I was like, okay. I watched the teaser, and I didn't watch any trailer. I was like... I remember you like, want to go see it with me? And I was like,
Yeah, I was a little upset. I'm like, this is our first chance to see a Star Wars movie together.
I regret doing that. It could have been funny.
It could have been, we could have enjoyed it.
Especially
since at the time I really liked it and you definitely didn't. That would have been an interesting dynamic of us like
you're
arguing.
a huge JJ fan, if I remember correctly.
Funny enough, we could just continue because that's my number 7. Is The Force Awakens.
Okay,
so we can just keep talking about the movie. I just want to say that's my number 7.
So I mean, I think this movie. I mean, to be honest, really, to me, it's like 1 to 8, and then it's like a mile gap to Rise of Skywalker. Like, I could sit here and talk about a lot of stuff I like about The Force Awakens.
Finn, we both love Finn.
Huge Finn fan. That was like in the movie. I wasn't crazy about Rey. I thought she was kind of bland. Kylo was like an emo teenager.
Yeah.
It felt too early 2000s. It was like, is he listening to Linkin Park?
Yeah,
like,
I was going to say, he was definitely a My Chemical Romance guy.
I was like, no. Poe, I didn't like. I was like...
Poe was just like...
a cheap Han.
A cheap Han, exactly.
And I didn't like his comedy in that movie. Who talks first? You talk first, I talk first. I'm like, this is not Star Wars. This is...
Yeah, no, that wasn't Star Wars.
I was like, could you imagine someone said that to Vader?
Oh my god, they'd be dead.
Yeah, you wouldn't let that happen. You'd be choking.
He wouldn't even speak. He wouldn't get a chance to open his mouth.
I didn't like Kylo's outfit. I didn't like his lightsaber. I didn't like the helmet. I don't like Snoke. But I like Hux.
Okay.
I wasn't too crazy about his.
I thought Hux was cool because
speech was a little too over the top.
But I kind of like how they tried to go with like the whole Nazi thing with like him being like the dictator and then the stormtroopers doing the salute. I would have
loved if that trilogy had just like him and Kylo really always butting heads.
Yeah, it wasn't enough. It was just like, ooh, Kylo thought this, so that's why this happened.
I think like the shit kicked out.
Exactly.
I think the problem was too many other characters shitted on. It would have been good if everyone feared Hux, but like Kylo like shitted on him.
That would have been pretty cool.
Like, I remember,
because with all 3 movies, Hux was like a little. Like,
in the deleted scene of Last Jedi, like doesn't what's her name, Rose like bite his finger in the middle of all the stormtroopers see that.
No, she bites him in the movie.
Oh, it is in the movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he like walks away.
Yeah. But I liked him in the...
He should have punched her in the face.
Huge Ray fan. A Kylo fan.
A
Huge
Finn fan. His true colors are coming out, everyone. Can you say that again?
How dare you? I'm a huge Finn fan.
Someone's a JJ fan for real.
Oh, there you go. What joke said to me again? Yeah. So I'm a huge Finn fan. I wish he was like more of a major character of the trilogy than he is. I think the final fight between, like, that music when Rey gets lightsaber, I love that scene.
Yeah, because that's from the original film.
Yeah.
A callback, everyone.
The soundtrack I'm not too crazy on. I think the soundtrack is a little too heavy on, like each song, each track had like a snippet of the old songs.
Yeah, you're right.
We talked a little bit about Rey's theme. I like it. It seems a little too Harry Potter for me.
Yeah, I like her theme too, but I know exactly what you mean.
I like it, but I'm like,
I feel like
Star Wars.
It could almost fit in like a flyover over Hogwarts in any scene of those movies.
I could see that when like Harry first got on his broomstick.
Yeah, you're right.
But not an amazing movie. For me, it was a little too like, remember?
Yeah.
Like all the scenes.
I remember.
Like we talked about last.
Do you remember?
I remember.
Remember Chewie?
We talked a little about the last podcast. Like, it felt too like this is not, they're on not Tatooine. Now they're on not Hoth. Then they're on not Yavin 4. It's like, whoa, come on, you guys.
Yeah. Like if you're gonna do like a sand planet, just be on Tatooine. Yeah,
it just
be there. It's okay.
But I like how they went back to visual, like the practical.
Yeah, there was definitely practical in that.
But yeah, so that's my number 8.
Okay.
And your number 7, you said.
And my number 7. So which leads us, what is your number 7?
My number 7... Excuse me, people. I can't read my own handwriting. And I accidentally ripped up my list.
Looks like it says clone.
Yes, okay. My number 7, Attack of the Clones.
Okay.
So I was right at the 20.
Honestly, not that far behind.
Yeah.
You're getting all mad at me. Oh my god, that's your number 8?
How dare you put
it's your number 7.
Well, no, it's just the fact that, George J.J. Abrams... not much to talk about. I like certain scenes, but out of the 6 movies, if we had to narrow it down to that, it's the weakest of those movies.
It's the weakest of the original 6.
Yeah.
The real 6.
So, your number 6?
My number 6... This one hurt, because this movie has grown a lot on me over the years. My number 6 is The Phantom Menace. Yeah.
Really? That low?
Yeah. It hurts, because I've really grown to like it over the last couple of years.
Really? Wow.
I think it has such a bad rep of young Anakin and Jar Jar.
Well, even throughout the memes, Jar Jar is really hard to swallow. Even now, it's like you watch it like, damn, this is like...
Yeah. Like,
really uncomfortable.
George has said from the beginning, these movies are for kids. And I get that.
But also, it's...
There's a difference between being for the kids and just, like, really bad fart. Oh,
the racism in this movie is really weird.
This is the most racist movie out of all 9 films.
Because it's the only one.
That's true. Yes. Yeah, that's a good point. These films aren't racist except for one.
And it's a whole argument. Like, this is the movies when we were kids, so Jar Jar was kind of funny, I guess, at some scenes. But I mean, it's gotta be really hard to watch.
Well, I also saw Jar Jar when I was like 8 years old, I guess. So I was kind of like, oh, gee,
it's gotta be hard to like be an adult and go into that and be like, what's with all these accents?
Yeah. So first we have Jar Jar, which is Jar Jar and the Gungans are kind of like a Jamaican thing.
Yeah, and slave with it's just like the act, like the.
Just the demeanor they have is just kind of off.
It's weird.
Boss Nass is not Jamaican like the rest of them, but
he's a total cartoon character.
Yeah, he's just a
he's definitely racist.
He's his own thing.
He's weird.
Yeah,
but the rest of the characters.
Then you have the Nemoidians.
Yeah,
which are just straight Chinese men.
The Trade Federation and taxes and stuff. It's like, whoa, buddy, what's happening here?
Yeah, it's just like, oh, this is getting out of hand. It's just like, why?
Like, why are you against the Jedi?
Why are they like so Chinese?
Yeah, and then I mean,
like just make them Chinese actors at that point.
I mean,
it was really bad.
Watto's is the worst.
Watto is the worst.
I mean, the nose,
and
just the nothing works.
Only money, only money.
And even with the hand thing, it's like, what are you doing?
It's just wild.
There's
probably more in that film we're not like thinking of off the top.
Oh, there definitely is probably. Like, there's enough. It's just. But you have Puppet Yoda. They still had Puppet Yoda.
Yeah, we grew up with the Puppet Yoda, the Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
How did you think? What did you think of Puppet Yoda in Phantom Menace? Weird looking.
Yeah, definitely weird looking. I don't know what.
It was off.
Yeah, like you could tell they went like kind of younger, but it was like not. It was like I don't.
They could have used it. Well, that's the problem. The original puppet, like from the original films, is like gone. Somehow.
Yeah, it probably got destroyed or something.
Or
decayed even.
It's it's either in a museum or it's just ruined. Yeah. That they couldn't use it in Phantom Menace. They couldn't use it in The Last Jedi.
But the movie has a lot.
I like the Last Jedi Yoda. I don't like the Phantom Menace Yoda.
Yeah, I don't know. People don't like the Last Jedi Yoda. Well, we'll talk about it when we talk about Last Jedi. So,
stay tuned.
The movie is a lot of bad parts about it. The CGI. I mean, the CGI didn't age well, but at the time it was like.
Oh, for the time it was good.
Yeah.
Even now it's like okay.
I think the other big problem is you look at the CGI and it almost reminds you of like this is the shit that they put in the original movies now. Like, cause you go through those original trilogy and you're like this is all like early Phantom Menace CGI scenes.
Yeah, but even though it is my number 6, it has great moments.
Yeah,
it has
not even for the meme factor. I mean,
the meme factor. It's a 15 out of 10.
The soundtrack in this movie.
Soundtrack.
Fucking
Duel of the Fates.
Woo!
And Darth Maul.
I mean,
that's
you could fuck to that song.
Can or have?
I mean, me and my pillows on. Don't speak, don't tell.
I mean, most people will say that's the best lightsaber fight in all these films.
Say that?
Yeah,
it is.
I think it's the best one.
I think it's because it's so different from like the slow-paced, like sword fight. This is like.
Yeah, I understand the originals were slower. I get that. Like these are trained Jedi,
Like Ray Park is amazing.
Ewan McGregor was incredible.
Yeah,
I saw something recently with that scene. Ewan McGregor, like you spoke about it a couple months ago. Some of those scenes were slowed down. They were going faster than what we watched. When it's just Obi-Wan and Darth Maul, part of that was slowed down.
They were really fast.
Back. I mean, they were going fast.
And I mean,
they had to slow that down because the stunt coordinator said no one will believe they're actually moving that fast.
I also think it's
Ewan McGregor was amazing in these films.
I think it's a feat to say that this movie, a lot of terrible stuff, and Qui-Gon Jinn was only in this movie, and he is fucking beloved.
Yeah.
Like, who doesn't love Qui-Gon Jinn?
Master and Apprentice is a book that just came out.
Yeah, and you know what? That's the only one I've read of the new ones because I'm a huge Qui-Gon Jinn fan, and I want to see more of that relationship.
He's great.
So there's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, a lot of things that are memorable for the wrong reasons, such as Jar Jar, young Anakin.
The pod racing those things really cool.
I mean, now this is pod racing.
Yeah.
It is cool. It's still good to. This is where we were introduced to the midi-chlorians, which a lot of people despise. I get it. I understand why he tried to do that. It does take it away a little bit. It does take it away. It's no longer just the force is stronger with this kid. There's something more specific in his body that
it doesn't make you a special.
Doesn't make it. It's just it just made him easier to find.
There's something special about you that was chosen. It's like, that's just your blood. It's your bloodline.
Yeah.
Like you have your parents might have had your
kids. The bloodline, which came back in episode 9. We already went into that.
Yeah.
All right, so that's my number 6. What is your number 6?
My number 6. Okay, this is going to be way more controversial. My number 6 is Return of the Jedi.
Woo!
I think I'm gonna pull myself a shot for that.
Okay. Return of the Jedi. Okay.
Yeah.
We have 2 movies with the word Jedi, and I had to take a step back.
I can't stand Jabba's palace.
You can't stand Jabba's palace?
I remember as a kid, I learned how to use.
Should I go now? No. Okay.
I learned how to use the VCR to fast forward that movie.
Wow.
I know. I just can't.
Now, was this when you watched
boring.
it on tape? Was that with like the weird new alien singing?
I've watched both when I was a kid.
That was the DVD. I think.
Yeah.
That was the 2005.
No, not the
DVD.
No. I'm sorry.
But you had it on tape without that.
I'm saying I watched it first on VHS.
Of course.
And I learned how to work the VHS to
fast forward that.
To rewind.
Oh, you mean you click the one button? You are smart.
This will be the last podcast, but I learned how to work that just to.
Interesting.
Get past that because I was like, I started as soon as they were on that ship.
That's interesting. Oh, on the ship, not in the. Wait.
No.
You fast forward from the palace to the ship.
No. I fast forward from the. I don't know if you guys remember, but the original VHSs had those like little interviews in the beginning with George Lucas.
Yeah, I remember that.
But at the time, I fast forwarded through that because I was like, "Who is this? Who are the people?" Like I'm like a 5-year-old kid. I'm like, "Who's this glasses guy?" He's like talking about the movie. I'm like, "Who cares? Why would I care about this movie?" Like that. Like
you mean the guy on Collider?
Yeah. Who?
The guy in Collider.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what Collider? They like collapsed.
They collapsed.
Oh, we'll talk about that off screen.
Oh,
yeah.
Another time. A good story for another time.
They did like
everyone.
yesterday too.
Oh man, those were great.
Okay, I'm sorry. It was cool. January 1st, he's fired everyone. He was like, yeah, we're closing all these things. Collider's like, they're focusing just on the deepfakes.
Okay, no, as long as the deepfakes are going, that's fine. I don't know anything
Yeah,
about
they are.
Collider about
Oh,
that.
I like Collider. I watched the Star Wars podcast. But anyway, so like I was watching those and I was like, who is these people? He's like, oh, so and I mean, I love like to look and like how movies and stuff. But back then it was like, we're making these I'm like, I have those toys. I don't give a crap. I have the toys too. I'm not gonna break them. I'm like, fast forward. So I would fast forward all the way till the Falcon and the X-wing are just flying away.
Oh my god!
And I
So
was like,
you
this is
skipped
when
the
the movie
Sarlacc
starts.
pit. You skipped Boba Fett. Boba Fett. Where?
I wasn't into Boba Fett talking. I didn't know who. I was like,
That's fine. No, I mean like I appreciated him more as I got older.
yeah, it just.
That's fine.
I mean, he was like,
I'm just surprised you skipped that whole thing because like. That's a great scene for like all the puppetry and stuff.
I mean, I can watch it now.
Job is just awesome.
I watch it now, but I'll tell you, even now, I'm like slightly bored.
That's fair. There's some like some of it's boring, some of it's a little cringy, but Jabba is awesome. The puppetry in that.
There's just so much infiltration and time. Like,
what about the
first
Rancor?
the droids arrive.
It's
then
too long. You're
Leia
right.
arrives, and it's just then Luke arrives, and it's just like.
Then
oh
you
my
see
God,
Lando's
yeah.
been there the whole
time. And then
time.
Leia unfreezes Han, and then it's like, I'm like, Jesus Christ, move on.
It is a whole plan that could have been resolved in about 20 seconds.
Maybe.
Luke could have walked in, killed
They
Jabba.
probably could have walked in and killed everyone. I mean, why didn't the Rebel?
I mean,
line?
he walked in and choked the first two guards.
Yeah, it wasn't so. That to me is just it really drags it down.
It does drag. That's a fact. I'm just surprised you skip it because it's iconic.
I mean, I don't skip it now. I mean, as a kid, I skipped it. Now I watch it, but it was just.
Interesting. Now what else?
I can't
Continue
get
with the
enough
movie.
of Luke and Yoda. I love their interaction when Luke's like, "Why didn't you tell me?" And it's like, "You weren't ready," and Luke kind of admits like, "I wasn't." Like I.
Yeah, it's
And then
beautiful.
it's just the fact that it's like, because after you watch the last movie, you're like, Luke did this whole thing. He disobeyed the train. He left, and really all for nothing, because they
Yeah, he
escaped
almost
without.
died.
Yeah, they escaped with. No, but they escaped without him. He didn't do anything. Like
Yeah.
Leia, they all escaped. They had to go back for him.
Yeah.
Like he really was just like it was a waste of time. Almost.
Yeah, I guess they would have gotten away with
Yeah.
or without Luke.
Yeah.
Luke was a distraction to the Empire for 5 seconds.
And even like, and he lost his hand. It
Lando
was,
still had
So-
his people turn on the
yeah,
Empire.
I like that they talked about that, and
That's an interesting point.
I like the infiltration. I like when they're like on planet, and like they meet the Ewoks. I like the Ewoks.
Yeah, they get hate, but
Yeah. Let's spend too much. I don't want to talk about the whole movie, but space battle. Maybe I think my favorite space battle. I love it.
it's got to be probably my second.
Yeah.
I'd say it's my second.
What's your first? Rogue One?
Oh shoot!
Or
I
you
forgot
got
about Rogue
Coruscant?
One. I'm thinking Coruscant.
Oh, that's a little too short for me. So
That's
it's like
fair.
it's too short, and it's really just like the battle happens like in 20 seconds.
Yeah, it
and then
happens
move past
around
it.
them.
Yeah.
They're not the battle. That's a good point.
Uh,
Yeah, you know what? I might go. Maybe Rogue One. I really enjoyed that battle.
plus, I love the quotes. I'm hit.
There's too many of them.
Ah!
Too late.
Jump! Like not gonna do anything.
Yeah, they just jump and just die in the air.
Yeah, I love the whole Death Star. Like when they're flying through the Death Star, it's amazing. So it's, my favorite
That's
space
fun.
battles. I'm not.
That's the first time we see the Emperor.
I
Like
love
truly.
Luke's green lightsaber is my favorite lightsaber in Star Wars.
That's my favorite lightsaber.
It's so cool. I love the green. Like I'm not.
Why didn't we get that in The Last Jedi?
I'm assuming because he didn't have it.
No, he had it in the flashback with Kylo Ren.
Yeah,
But
but
then-
maybe he lost it then.
Why?
Or maybe-
He probably threw it off the cliff like he threw
maybe.
the other one.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's J.J. Abrams fan over here. Doesn't like the Last Jedi.
But he should have never threw.
Maybe Yoda has it. I mean, not Yoda. I mean,
Leia?
R2.
Oh, maybe R2 has it.
Maybe.
That would have been pretty funny if they brought that back and go.
There's a
Pop
lot
out
of
of his-
fan theories that Rey was gonna use his combine both Luke's lightsabers because R2D2 was gonna have it and give it to her in the 3 movies. I would like that. That'd be pretty cool. Like a mixture of both.
Well, didn't happen.
no.
Sorry to tell you.
So
So that's your number.
I wasn't crazy about the Luke Vader fight. I like the music. Like the
it
felt weird. I was like,
no, that's a good point.
but I mean, when fucking Luke, when he had Darth Vader down, and he turns and is like, no, and throws lightsaber away. Ooh, that gets me.
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's such a great scene.
After all that, he was ready to kill him. He's like, no, I'm good.
I know he throws away his only defense too. I like that too.
Yeah.
He's just like, it doesn't matter what happens if I.
He doesn't know the Empire. The Emperor,
it's
me,
the
has lightning in his finger.
Yeah, it's all about sacrifice. It's like, you've lost no matter what happens right now.
Yeah, you could kill me.
Yeah,
I'm a Jedi.
Matter. You're about to lose.
Like my father before me.
And only in a way, not even like you're about to lose, it's like you've lost the thing you want most, which is to turn me.
Yeah. You lost him and me.
Yeah.
So go fuck yourself.
That's a great scene.
But then, Sheev turns it around. He's like, so be it.
What do you think about the Ewok fight? Ewok killing stormtroopers.
Too one-sided. I don't have a problem with Ewoks killing stormtroopers, but one Ewok died.
Yeah. It was an emotional scene. As a kid, I got it. I mean, that's a adorable teddy bear dying.
Yeah, that kind of sucked.
No, two died. The one who was like with the weird wood wings who drops like the rocks.
Yeah.
He was shot down, if you remember.
Oh, I guess he was shot. They shot the wing, and then
Yeah.
I guess he must have died.
I mean, I don't mind the fight. I'm like, the Empire. I like, the Empire's swapped down by, a bunch of little furry teddy bears. It is a little, like, in a distance, when you see them smashing them with rocks and sticks, it's like, how does that work?
Yeah. If it was like a squadron of, stormtroopers, where it was like 20 of them, and they got overwhelmed by, 100 Ewoks, okay.
It was an entire legion of his best troops. So that is my number 6.
Okay.
You said your number 6, right?
Yeah, my number 6 was The Phantom Menace, so...
Yes, disgusting I bought that solo. My number 5, The Last Jedi.
That's my number 5.
I put it
Is
above,
The Last Jedi.
I think Canto Bight.
Canto Bight is miserable.
The most unwatchable
Skippable.
Star Wars thing since the holiday special. It's so bad.
Well, that's your loss.
It's so bad. It's unwatchable. The creatures are straight out of Harry Potter. The message is so... It's not something I want to watch.
It's just like... It was just a... Yeah, it's just like, The
whole plot leads
It's all about
to
money.
nothing. DJ with his, DJ.
Yeah, he never came back.
No.
We were wondering if he would come back in this movie, and understandably so, he didn't.
I remember people like, he's going to play someone named DJ. Dark Jedi.
I remember that. No, his name was just DJ.
What is happening? Who is this guy? Why is he stuttering? Wouldn't they fix that in the future? It's... Canto Bight's terrible. I don't mind... Like, Luke throwing a lightsaber, I'm like, I went with it. I was like, okay, like...
Yeah, I went with it in the moment. I was like, you know what? I like that he's like... He kind of...
He's been beaten down. Like, he fought his whole life against this empire, and then right afterwards...
within like 15 years, it's again, he's like, fuck, I can't do this again.
Another empire rises, his nephew/apprentice kills his whole order. It's like, he's lost everything.
Yeah. No, now I get it. Yeah. A lot of people are like, that's not the Luke we grew up with.
Like,
but now he's an old man.
Yeah, he's like 30 years later.
Yeah, he's an old man, and it's like, I can't fucking do this again.
Yeah, and then it's also like, he's also like, well, what can I do?
You know what, like, George has said he's the strongest Jedi ever. But then, we have Rey, of course, OP.
Yeah, which also, Rey is definitely stronger than Luke, especially in the last movie.
Yeah, well, by far, because OP. But, he's human.
Yeah.
He's human. He sees this shit happen again. He's like, he must have thought to himself, he could argue, if I stay around, I'm going to make things worse.
I mean, even what he said about the Jedi, he's like, at the height of their powers.
That was that might have been the best scene of the movie.
At the height of their powers, he let Palpatine
let Darth Sidious take over and wipe them out.
Yeah. I mean, it's like...
Because that's what it was.
Yeah.
The Jedi became cocky, they became blindsided, and then one guy rose up after 1,000 years of waiting... And brought them down to a handful of people.
And I even love the whole...
Originally, we thought it was 2.
Yeah, I like the flashbacks. When the different versions of what happened between his encounter.
I did like the flashbacks, yeah.
Because what did you think when you first saw that Luke went to kill him? I thought he was lying.
Yeah, when Kylo Ren said he tried to kill me, I was like...
And then you watch the original one, I was like,
no.
Oh, you could see how from Kylo Ren's point of view, that's what happened.
He woke up and he was just standing there.
With a lightsaber in his hand.
Yeah.
And you could see almost what it's like... That was like the final shot of turn. Like Luke was the, and then also
the last piece.
Yeah, and then also does further like influence. Like, well, I helped create Kylo Ren. Like, why would I?
Why would I stick around?
You know, and then why would I stick around? What can I do at this point besides like fuck it up more?
Yeah.
So I like that, and I mean, Luke and Yoda, that got me moved, man. That's my favorite scene I think of all Star Wars.
All Star Wars.
Yeah, when they're sitting down, he's talking. Oh,
it is beautiful. It's a beautiful moment. They're just like
scene.
These two iconic characters just talking.
Yeah,
not fighting.
Great dialogue too. Great I would
dialogue.
say the greatest dialogue in the new movies.
Yeah.
Like nothing tops that conversation to me.
Yeah, I just love Yoda like laughing. Like it's like episode 5 Yoda where he's like goofy, and he's just like, "Oh, Skywalker, missed you, have I?"
And
I was like, "Ooh, I missed you too."
Something else kind of controversial. I like Poe Dameron making fun of Hux in the beginning.
It's funny.
Yeah, it's like it's not really Star Wars humor.
It works for that scene. It's just like he's buying time.
Yeah,
you know, I get it.
And I like Hux more in this movie because it was too Hitler in the last one. It was.
Yeah, he went from Hitler to just a clown.
I like the I like Rose. I don't like her storyline. I like Rose though.
Rose was fine. The storyline for her was garbage.
I liked Crate.
Salt.
Yeah, everything on that planet I liked. Like the whole Luke, Kylo.
Yeah, that final battle was pretty cool, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, he's not even fucking there. Yeah. Like out of all the new Force things this trilogy brought, that one I accept the most because I'm like, if anyone could pull that shit off, it's Luke Skywalker.
The healing is too much.
The healing was just too much.
But,
the healing came in the last movie.
Yeah.
You know?
Also, the twin sons in that.
Don't make me cry.
That's an ending.
That was an ending. You know what the
last? I can't believe he went away and didn't even do it. I'm like, did you even watch the movie?
Did you see what he just did?
Yeah.
The Last Jedi was a nice goodbye to Luke Skywalker.
Yes. I didn't like Han Solo's goodbye that much.
When he got stabbed and fell off a bridge?
In The Force Awakens.
Yeah, that was just...
Well, I'm sorry. Hold on a second. Did you put this... Have you said Force Awakens yet?
Yeah, I did. That was my number 7.
Oh, okay.
Now we're on my number 5.
I was like... It's like, what am I going to do if I kill my best friend? What's happening here? So... Yeah, that's our number 5s. My number 4... Phantom Menace.
And my number 4 is Return of the Jedi.
Okay. So, I can't...
It was a toss-up.
Yeah.
Like, 4 and 5 were the 2 Jedi films for me. I was like... I think I ranked Return of the Jedi a little higher because I appreciate...
It's really hard to watch that film with the racism in Jar Jar. And just... Some scenes are just too much. But, I mean, they're... Like, the good in that movie is good.
It's great.
Like, there's some great... Like, I even love the Assault on Palestine.
On Palestine? Wow.
Jesus Christ. I might cut that out. I even love the assault on the Thebes Palace.
Okay. On the Naboo.
Yeah, like even like the whole Naboo guard with what's her name? Padme Amidala.
We're gonna cut it off here, folks.
And
he's losing it.
I kind of like the space battle. No, this is pod racing.
We didn't hit it. Yeah, no.
What's that? It's blowing up from the inside.
We didn't hit it.
Also, I gotta say, R2-D2, I love in that movie. One of my favorite scenes in that movie is when
he's on the cruiser fixing it.
Yeah, and you just...
That's like his first scene.
Yeah, and it's just funny and it's funny maybe in a sick way. But like they'll watch the screen and you just see like George getting blood away and you hear them scream like, ah! I was like, this is weird. I don't know if I like this.
Yeah. And then he survives and it's just a little line like, oh, you know, we'll remember you. Something like that.
I don't care what anyone says about Jar Jar. The Gungan army versus the droids. When those droids first come out of that machine and you hear the unison, the clicking of their moving and getting up.
Yeah.
And then there's the quick turn towards them and start marching. I was like,
ouch
whoa! Time. The ouch time kind of takes away. But definitely when they start marching, I'm like, damn, like, that's kind of scary to look at. So, that's my number 4. Your number 4 is Return of the Jedi. Like, what are your thoughts on it? I talked about it.
It's good. You know, it's the weakest of the original trilogy for me. And,
what do you think about people who say it's the best one? What do you think about people who say it's the best
one?
one?
I don't trust them. I know I went to school with someone that said that was their favorite, and I lost all interest with them as a person. I was like...
sick people.
Sick fucks!
Yeah.
Sorry.
You apologize to my window?
To anyone listening out there. Sometimes I get angry.
Oh, you should watch out. Anger. I don't know what that is. Anger leads to hatred and stuff. I don't know. I think it's just
fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
Oh, so I memorize that.
Yeah, come on. Yoda.
So, I must have... Never mind.
So now we get to the good ones.
What else is Return of the Jedi? Like, you like the Jabba scene.
It is long-winded. I love the puppetry of that. I love all the creatures in the palace. I've grown to love the little guy that's in Jabba's lap.
Oh, wait, what's his name?
I forget.
Okay.
He's cool.
Yeah.
Just a little ugly thing. It's great. Jabba's amazing.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite,
Mita. That's the only line. It's just from it too.
Diggy Jedi.
Dewanga.
Dewanga.
What movie is that from?
Return of the Jedi.
No.
That's his concubine. That's the pink guy with the tail.
Really?
Yeah, that's his. No.
Okay, I'm confused. Okay.
Dewanga.
Yes. Okay.
Come on, get out.
What, the pigs? The pig creatures?
I'm trying to remember their name.
The
Gamorreans.
Gamorreans.
Yeah, they're gonna be in the Mandalorian season 2. Yeah.
That's sad.
Mandalorian is the top of this list, everyone. I'm kidding. Because this is the way.
Yeah, this is the way. So number
3. Who's going first?
I'm gonna take a guess. I think I know the order from you for both of us.
Okay.
Can I take a guess what your number 3
You
is?
can take a guess at my final 3.
I think your number 3 will be Revenge of the Sith.
What's my number 2?
A New Hope.
What's my number 1?
Empire Strikes Back.
Well, you were wrong. My number 3 is Star Wars: A New Hope.
Hold on, give me one second. I'm gonna take this. I'm sorry, everyone. I have a shot of whiskey in my hand. I'm gonna take it quickly because I'm flabbergasted.
This was a tough one. This was a very tough one. It's a narrow 3. I think Revenge of the Sith just inches it out.
When were you dropping your head? Are
It's
you
all the
out
paint
of your
chips.
mind?
It's tough. It wasn't easy. I just love Revenge of the Sith. I think it was a great final film for this franchise. It tied it all together. It was the darkest one, the most action, great music, great acting for most of it. He's losing it over here. He's ready to punch something.
I might pull another one.
But I mean, A New Hope is where it started. It's amazing. Like, me saying it's the third best isn't an insult to it.
100% is.
I think it's just, when I was a kid, Revenge of the Sith, took a hold of me.
So my number 3, well, let's just talk about 2 and 3 then. Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. My number 3 is Revenge of the Sith, and number 2 is A New Hope. What do you think is the worst scene in each movie? And what is the best?
Ooh, that's a good question. Worst scene in Revenge of the Sith. My first thought is the, no, but I'm so in love with you. That whole dialogue.
That is pretty bad.
That's pretty bad. I'm wondering if there's anything worse.
My worst scene, I think, is when he's at the Jedi Temple and she's at her home and they have like that singing and they're like...
He's crying, she's kind of
like
crying.
him crying, it's like a little too much, buddy. Let's relax here.
That was before he killed Mace Windu, right?
That's when Mace Windu
right when he
was
was on his way. Yeah, the crying was a little... he should have been crying later on. He was crying... Well, he was. Yeah, he did cry again later on.
I cried a lot in that movie.
Yeah. Oh, it was a rough few days. But I don't know. I love that movie. Like, discovering...
Well, what's the worst scene in A New Hope?
The worst scene in A New Hope? Oh, man. Is there...
That's what I'm trying...
Yeah, you're trying to think of a bad one.
Like, when he's on Tatooine, he's a kid. Not really.
That power conversion. That's not even... It's a whole... It's just one more season. That's just a little annoying, but it's not a bad scene.
Maybe it's when R2 and C-3PO are captured. Like,
no, I love that.
Yeah,
I love that scene.
I'm like, what's, maybe that? I don't know.
If I made this
list...
because
as soon as he meets Obi-Wan, it's, amazing for me. I'm like, everything is going great.
Yeah,
I don't think there's a single bad scene on the Death Star, when they're being chased from the Death Star, when they're at Yavin and they're leaving.
It is, This is one I've had trouble with before.
Like, that's why for me,
I've gone back and forth on which one's my 2, which one's my 3.
I can think of a few scenes in Revenge of the Sith that I'm like, ugh. Like, this movie, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, you got a point. It's just there's something about Revenge of the Sith, like, tying it together. The final 2 battles at the end were amazing.
Well, I think that's it. I think it has...
I think that's what it is for me.
Way more bad scenes. But I think I gotta say... the opening battle's amazing. But then both open... I mean, I'm gonna cross that, because both openings are pretty fucking amazing.
That's a fact.
But I will say, I think, the Yoda, Palpatine, Anakin, Obi-Wan fight, I think that's better than anything in A New Hope.
I think so, too.
Like, I really love that fight. The music is amazing. Anakin versus Obi-Wan and Battle of the Fates.
Duel of the Fates.
No, I'm sorry. No, not Duel of the Fates. No.
Battle of the Heroes and
yes.
Duel of the Fates being combined, like, going back and forth.
Yeah, that's a little
was just incredible. And then,
great
like,
soundtrack. Both of them are great soundtrack.
You know, kind of tied. Then we finally found out, like, why was Yoda on Dagobah? Why was Obi-Wan watching over Luke? Like, you know, there's that whole, like, final time. How did why was Darth Vader more machine than man? When clearly in Attack of the Clones, he was just a regular human. Although he had one missing arm.
I'm not into that, actually. When he's burning. I hate you. It's a little too goofy.
That
You are my brother, Anakin. Like, even then, I'm like, even Obi-Wan doesn't kind of sound good.
That's fair. There was supposed to be different dialogue for that, which I think was actually better.
What?
I can't remember. But it wasn't "You were my brother, Anakin, I loved you." It was something a little different. But something better. We'll find that out one day. Do your research, people. I love him getting into the costume. Not the costume. Becoming Vader.
Yeah.
I should say.
No. Becoming Vader is technically...
Yeah, earlier on when he killed Mace Windu.
This is what
henceforth. Yeah, I love seeing Vader finally. It's like, there he is. You know?
I mean, okay, let's just quickly run down things we love. Revenge of the Sith. Love Utapau. General Grievous versus Obi-Wan is amazing.
Yes.
Kid Fistu's best Jedi of all time.
Gone too soon.
Yeah, I love the
Just a little
clones.
bit too
I love
soon.
the clones, and I love how this is the only movie in all of the franchise that has, like, the colored battalions, the customization of their armors.
Yeah.
I love that. I love the different battalions. I think it's so fucking cool.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Ships are cool. Ship designs are cool. Love the Venator. Love the Venator.
The Venator.
The Venator class Star Destroyer. The Republic Jedi Cruiser.
Okay, yeah.
I love its design. I have the huge Lego.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's the only one of 2 Star Wars Legos I have. Actually, one of 3 technically. I have the Venator.
1 of 5.
And all from that movie, kind of.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I have the Venator. I have
most of the toys I had as a kid were almost all from Revenge of the Sith.
His shuttle that he escapes in from
And
Attack of the
Protect the
Clones.
What a toy!
For
Jeez.
some reason, that's one of the few Star Wars Lego that survived when I was a kid. I guess because I didn't play with it, so now I have
you built it and it just sat there.
Yeah, and I also have the Hyena Droid Bomber, which has slowly become my favorite droid ship because I have it. So like when Battlefront came out, I played it a lot. But I love the Venator. I love the Acclamator. I love the ARC 170s, the Republic gunships. The Republic gunships.
Oh my god.
Top 5 Star Wars ships. Maybe. I love the Y Wings. So the major fight scenes. A New Hope. I mean, like I said, I loved the first 30 minutes, and as soon as I love the first. I really like the first 30 minutes.
Yeah.
As soon as they go to
Mos Eisley.
Yeah, Mos Eisley. Then I'm in love with it from there on out.
Yeah. Oh no, I agree.
The music, the fights,
the scenery, the puppetry, the music, the acting.
Luke, Leia, and Han and Chewie running through the Death Star
is amazing.
Oh.
Then finding Obi-Wan at the end, and just gone.
Yeah.
It's great.
And the escaping it when they're shooting.
And then going back to blow it up.
It's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
So number 1.
Number 1 is by far, without a doubt,
Solo.
Solo. A Star Wars story.
A Star Wars story.
Yes.
It's Empire Strikes Back.
The Empire Strikes Back. From beginning, does that movie have any bad scenes?
People who say that Return of the Jedi is the best Star Wars movie, don't be afraid to jump.
Climb.
No, I'm just kidding. But you're wrong.
Yeah, you are wrong. Don't jump, but know you're wrong. And
A New Hope, I'll debate you. I'll accept that. I'll enjoy the conversations.
Yeah.
Empire Strikes Back.
Come on, people.
That's the movie.
That's the movie. You don't like that? Just stop.
I didn't like Luke. I didn't like Han and Leia in A New Hope.
Really?
In A New Hope.
Oh, in A New Hope.
When I was a kid, not obviously now. When I was
Yeah,
a kid, I'd watch A New Hope and I'd be like, Luke is my sole focus. I wish Han, Leia, and C-3PO get the F out of here. And it was Chewie, Han, and R2-D2. That was my crew. This movie was one where I was like, whoa.
You were invested in everybody
yeah,
from
like,
beginning to end.
all these characters are amazing. I mean, and all the new characters too. Boba Fett looked cool. I love
Lando. Come on.
Lando. Excuse me. The best new character is besides Yoda.
Besides Yoda. Besides Boba.
Hmm? It's Captain Piet.
Oh yeah.
I love Captain. I still have I have Admiral Piet. I still have his toy from those movies.
Interesting.
I'm a huge.
I was gonna say like of all the.
I mean, don't get me wrong. General Veers is good too, but I was a huge Piet fan. I love him. I don't know why. It's stupid.
That's interesting.
So I really like Piet. This movie. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't even know which my favorites. I love the Wampa. I love Battle of Hoth.
Oh, even the Tauntaun.
I love the Yoda stuff.
Meeting Yoda was amazing. You see this cute little green puppet who's annoying, like, just being a jerk, and then all of a sudden you realize this is like
when he
an
makes
incredible Jedi Master.
When he makes that switch.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god.
I can't train the boy. You're like,
whoa.
You can feel it.
Yeah.
It's like,
he's like, I can't train him. It's like, what the fuck just happened?
Actually, you know what? And my favorite scenes is...
He is too old.
My favorite scene in that movie is by far, again, Luke and Yoda. Because I've always, even reading the books, like the Jedi stuff and the philosophy, that's always my favorite stuff.
That's awesome.
But when he's talking to Luke about, like, lifting the ship, and it's like, do you judge me by my size?
Yeah, judge me by my size.
And then he goes that speech, he goes, judge me you should not. Because the Force is my ally, and a powerful ally it is. And then he lifts the ship, and the music,
yeah. And then not Obi-Wan. Luke is just like,
I don't believe it.
I don't believe it.
And it's also the
fact
fact,
is why you fail.
Like, it's not like and you'll get it, it's like a tough... Like,
it's not like, you can do this, kid. Yeah. It takes time. It's just like, no.
That's why you're not getting it.
You fucking suck.
Yeah. It's so good. Actually, I'm not gonna lie, I don't like the... Like
now, but before that, Luke is like, I'm not afraid. You will be.
When I was a kid, my bathroom break was the Dark Forest part.
The cave?
Yeah. Because even now, I'm like, I have no idea what's happening. Like, I've watched interviews, and I'm always just like, what's the deal? Like, I'm confused. Is that a robot? Is it imagination?
It's his imagination. It's a vision.
Okay, yeah.
Just like Dark Ray.
And the
same concept.
The Thrawn trilogy books go into that more.
Really?
He goes back to Yoda's place for a little bit.
Ooh,
yeah,
that's cool.
I
know Starkiller goes there in the Force Unleashed games too.
Yeah, and Rebels. Ezra Miller doesn't go there, but he has.
He talks to Yoda.
Yeah, that's a good scene too, because he's like, "Who are you?" And Yoda's like, Yoda knows he's training to be a Jedi, but he's just like, "I don't know," and Yoda's like talking. It's a good scene, but yeah, it's. I mean, it's the best Star Wars movie
by far. I mean, from beginning to end, from Hoth to Dagobah to Bespin.
Clash of lightsabers.
I mean, come on.
Escape of Boba Fett.
For me,
almost every scene in that movie, the Imperial music, the Imperial March.
Oh my god.
Almost every music in that is iconic in some way. Han and Leia.
One of my favorite scenes has to be Luke. Luke gets to Bespin. He avoids Boba Fett and the troopers. He finds his way to Vader, and it's just, the Force is with you, young Skywalker, but you are not a Jedi yet.
Yeah, he knows.
Just that whole, it's just like, you got nothing, kid.
Yeah. Well, I was like that theory, not theory, like when you could tell he's almost like toying with him the whole fight. He doesn't care. He's always trying to lure him in. Like, as soon as the failed carbon freezing happens, he's luring him into a position where it's like, there's no escape now.
Yeah.
And he's playing with them. And then as soon as Luke hits him in the shoulder...
He's like, nope, not you little shit.
Ham. He's like, oh, and then he starts swinging hard.
He just
and then,
spins it right out of his...
Yeah, like 2 minutes later? 2 hits later, he cuts his hand off?
Yeah, it's so fast.
Yeah,
it was he hits him, Vader's like,
we're
wow.
Playing?
Okay, yeah, we're
you
playing.
You hit me, now I'm mad.
Yeah,
and you know what, now, boom, it's over.
Yeah, and then and not just it's over, it's like, now I'm really just gonna fuck with your head.
And Luke chooses death.
Luke chooses death. He gets lucked out by he doesn't know there's something down there.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense how he got there. It's confusing.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, but
he was like, I'm not gonna join. There's one way to go, and then I guess it is both movies. In both movies,
he's willing to die
side
over
and
turning
chooses-
evil,
yeah.
which is amazing.
And I dig the Han and Leia love story. Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I even like when they go in that asteroid worm. The asteroid worm?
Oh yeah. I love that scene.
Escape the asteroid field.
Yeah. Oh my god, man.
I also love this movie. Like, you saw him choke out.
Piet?
No, you saw him choke out that admiral in the other movie. This movie, he's just killing Imperials.
Apology accepted.
Like, and it's
Captain Nita.
It's interesting because it's just like without Moff Tarkin, he's just like he's in control. There's
He's
no one
in control.
stopping him. He's like, you fail me once, it's over.
Yeah. One strike policy applies.
I love how in this movie, I don't even know how many people he kills in this movie of his own. It gets to a point where he kills you off screen, like that one scene where the guy's like, "We lost the Millennium Falcon. I'll go prepare a shuttle. I'll go and apologize to Lord Vader immediately."
And then you see him die on the floor.
And he's just like,
yeah,
and he just kills over.
And then
you
just
see
apology
not even his
accepted.
face. You just see Darth Vader marching away, like apology
He accepted, Captain.
And he has like a weird, like happy tune in his voice.
Oh yeah.
He's like, apology accepted, Captain.
Yeah. Well, that's people hated in Rogue One. The be careful not to choke on your aspirations. It's the same.
Yeah.
It's that. It's that Anakin like snark.
I didn't like it when I first saw it. I was like, this is a little weird. But
then you think about it, it's the same character.
I was like,
it's
why
perfect.
wouldn't he?
I loved it.
Yeah. He's fallen the dark side. Sometimes he's suffering, but other times he's fucking reveling and being.
He's having fun with it.
He's like, I am like the best dude here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love it. It's amazing.
It's amazing. Such a movie.
Quickly.
And then just finally, it ends, and the good guys didn't win.
Yeah.
They have to try again.
It's a happy but also somber moment.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we could talk about it quickly. Lando and Luke and Han's clothing.
Yeah, just very weird.
I
I'm
always
not
just
even going
assumed it
into
was
that.
like, he doesn't have any clothes, he's on the ship. He's like, this is like the only things I can wear.
Just really weird.
Yeah.
He wanted to bang Leia any way he could.
Yeah. Like, hey.
Give Leia my love.
Yeah.
Whew.
Quickly, where do you put Han Solo in Rogue One? Or Solo in Rogue One?
Ooh, good question. Solo is in like the bottom 3. It's like right down there with the Rise of Skywalker.
I think I put it above the Rise of Skywalker.
It's like just above it for me, I think. And then Rogue One is right around the middle.
Yeah.
Around the middle. It has the problem with Rogue One is the last 35 minutes are amazing. The beginning is not.
It's a little slow. Yeah. Like, I don't really care about her backstory. What's his name? We'll kill it. We know the truth.
Oh boy. Saw Gerrera.
Yeah. Saw Gerrera's a little...
Yeah, it was just weird.
It feels like he's in a different movie.
Yeah. It felt like some weird horror movie he was in or something. Like he was like this scary figure.
Yeah, but he was also like super like cheesy.
Yeah.
I do wonder what he was originally like, because in the original trailer, he didn't have like that hair.
He was bald in the trailer and then had hair in the movie, or vice versa.
I mean, you played Fallen Order, right?
Yeah. He's bald in that.
Yeah, and he's more serious too.
Yeah.
So I do wonder, like, if
that's what they led him up to be. That Saw Gerrera was a rebel defect because he was too violent, and the Rebel Alliance is like, we don't want anything to do with you. Get the fuck out of here.
I think it would have been more interesting to see that.
Yeah.
But
that's a good question for another time.
Yeah. We do a whole podcast on Rogue One and Solo.
That's a good idea. That could be a dual podcast.
I'm not gonna lie, I could stomach that.
That'd be like a 5-minute podcast.
I could talk about Rogue One for like 20 minutes maybe. We'll talk about Solo. I'm like,
that was pretty bad, and that's it.
I mean, it was, pretty unmemorable characters. Besides Lando, of course.
Of course.
Lando is the only... Even Woody Harrelson was pretty bad in that.
Yeah, no. Just... He was bad. Emilia Clarke wasn't good. Boy.
Okay, so that's the end of the podcast, you guys.
Thank you for having me
Star
again.
Wars podcasts. Next time, we will have to do Lord of the Rings.
Ooh, that's a good
Hobbit.
one.
Maybe separate, because...
I think separate.
We can't go from such
separate, not equal.
From such highest highs as the Lord of the Rings to the lowest of the lows of the Hobbits.
Yeah.
But hold on. You have homework then. You have to watch the uncut Hobbit movies.
Okay. I'll do that.
They're not hard, because they're like not that much longer. It's like 30 minutes longer.
But I think we should start a next podcast with the Fellowship.
Oh, yeah.
I want a podcast on the Fellowship.
I mean, yeah, to be honest.
I know you all do, too.
Yeah, I think...
If you don't, then your loss.
Yeah, I think the Fellowship may be my favorite movie of all time.
Oh, man, it's so good. Ugh.
gets my balls wet. Well, thank you everyone for listening. I think we recorded like 3.5 hours of Star Wars today. But to be honest, we rushed.
Yeah.
I mean, we could talk about
We
this.
were looking at each other like, let's keep it going.
I mean, as soon as this guy... I have to finish The Mandalorian. We'll do one of that. You have to finish...
Clone Wars.
Clone Wars.
I should read some books. We could talk on those.
You did buy the...
Just accept it. We're nerds.
Yeah, we're Star Wars guys now. And you know what? Gene's fine. We're doing Star Wars podcast. This is a Star Wars channel now. This is the Star Wars boys.
Thank you for your time, Gene.
Yeah, thank you. Gene,
you will not be missed.
You know, it was good working with you.
Yeah.
It's not you. I mean,
It's you.
It's kind of you. Don't read the books. I mean, I think in the past year, he, like, just started watching, like, the original trilogy. I don't think he actually watched the prequels either. I think he just played the Lego games. Why would you even buy the Lego games?
What a shame. What a waste.
Would you buy the Lego games if you didn't watch Star Wars?
Absolutely not.
You know what? We'll have to do a podcast on that too.
Yep.
No, the Star Wars games.
Yes.
There's a lot
That's
of
a good
ones.
one.
Yeah.
A lot of games. A lot of fun.
This is too much work. Just move in here like next week.
Okay. I have some time.
So, thank you everyone for listening. All hail Star Wars.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you, and we are
Out.